Yeah, I see. We were talking about that yesterday. There's a heat advisory. It's been like a heat advisory in some parts of the country for like I think it was last week or week before last. I think week before last, and now it's one again. My goodness. Hey, Miss Jazzy. How you doing? How you doing, Lawrence? How you doing, Miss Jazzy? I hope y'all are staying cool. Cause listen, even when you wait for the sun to go down, it's still so humid. I'm doing good, sis. How you been? How you been? We missed you, Miss Jazzy. I hope everything's been good. Miss Jazzy says, hello there, Lawrence. It's 105 in Philly and South Jersey, heat index. Oh my gosh. Mm-mm-mm. And see, people think that it doesn't, this is a misconception. This is two misconceptions that people have. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. Two misconceptions that people have, okay, is that it doesn't get really, really hot up north or in the northern states, and that it doesn't get really, really cold in the southern states. That is so far from the truth, okay? Generally speaking, the northern states tend to get colder than down south, and the southern states tend to get hotter than up north. But let me clarify, okay, and specify that down south you can get snow, maybe not as often as up north or the Midwest, but you can definitely get snow. And up north, you can definitely have heat waves, okay? You can have heat waves. It can get hot. When I'm up north in the summer, sometimes it feels no different from when I'm down south. And some winters, when I'm in the south, it's just as cold as when I'm up north. Lauren says, Miss Jazzy, how are you doing? Miss Jazzy says she's okay. Got a tendon issue in your hand. It's still aggravating. Oh, goodness. Did you injure it, Miss Jazzy? Is it a new injury, or is it something that's been going on for a while and it's just acting up? Whichever one it is, I hope you feel better. Are you getting some rehab done for it? Are you rehabbing it? Lawrence says he hopes you feel better, Miss Jazzy. I do too, because, you know, it's like, it's nagging. It's nagging. It's sizzling hot in Texas. See, sizzling, and remember, I don't think it was last year, but it was, when was it? Was it year before last? Miss Jazzy, some parts of Texas had that like winter storm. Oh my gosh, it was like, I knew people who had got stuck. They had gone to Texas to visit, and they weren't stuck long, but they were stuck for a day. They were stuck for a day. They were stuck for a day. It's a new injury, and yes, I'm getting it. Okay, good, good, that's good. That's good, I'm glad to hear that. Lauren says, Lions, I have a question. If it is a personal question, I can't answer it. If it's too revealing, I can't answer it, because we're on this red app, and this red app is crazy, okay? It's crazy. Miss Jazzy says, thanks, Lawrence. She said, I've missed you too. Yeah, Miss Jazzy, I missed you. I hate that you got an injury, but like you said, you're getting it taken care of. You're getting it taken care of. So anything else, you can ask me. But anything revealing, You can even email me. Hey, Georgia girl. Georgia girl, listen, you guys, Georgia girl is so supportive. She's always telling everybody to come check everybody else out. And that's a good thing. Okay, that's a good thing. Because I think she's like me. Do not come into somebody's live announcing who's live, okay? Let the host do that. If the host wants you to know who's live, especially if they're live at the same time, don't do that. It's called YouTube etiquette. It's called social media etiquette, okay? Don't do that. But she will definitely encourage everybody in her chat to go see who else is live. And that's good. That's good. That's support. That's support. That's how I do it too. Like sometimes people just come into your chat and they just want to drop links. Some of them will literally come in asking for a mod stick, okay? Or asking to drop their link. I'm not a grow channel. Now I support those who support me, and I encourage each and every individual who wants to have a channel. But I'm not a grow channel. And I know there are some channels who are, and that's okay. YouTube, there's a way to do it and they're okay with it, but they really don't push that. Even when you're making a reply, they may say, like, let's connect. They may even say something like that, like on the YouTube response, but there is still a way to do it. I'm gonna tell you, they do not like to see a sea of blue in your chat. They do not like to see a sea of blue in your chat. So be very careful. Be very meticulous about who you give a mod stick to, right? Some people do that different ways. Sometimes they'll give certain people a mod stick for a week. Sometimes they'll give certain people a mod stick for forever. And that's cool because those are the people that really support them and rock with them. But it's not that they don't like the connection. Some people only do it to get help, and then they don't, respond back. They don't help other people. You get what I'm saying? Miss Jazzy says that's so tacky. It is, and disrespectful. Right. I'm like, now I can see sometimes people who they really aren't thinking, and they'll just be like, oh, so-and-so is live. But once you do it that one time and you get corrected, especially if someone corrects you, you should know not to do that again. Because once that's one of those things. You know how sometimes we slip up and we forget? That's one of those things. Once you get corrected the first time, you should kind of think about it, and you should see how it really makes sense, and you should try not to do it. Try not to do it. George Girl says, I see you after there today. Yeah, just try not to do it. So, yeah, y'all, we've been waiting till the sun set. But as we got into the second part of July, and definitely into August, I'm waiting until the sun sets and goes down, okay? Not just set, but just goes, there's no sun out. All right? Because, listen, it is hot. It is humid. And then you have to, especially if you're out while the sun is out, you definitely have to put on sunscreen. So when the sun goes down, it's up to each individual, but you either don't have to put it on or you don't have to put on as much, right? And so that stuff starts to cake up on you. You got lotion on, you got sunscreen on, and then you spray on the insect repellent. It starts to cake up, which isn't such a bad thing because you're going to shower right after. Listen, let me take that back, because I still see people out here walking 30 minutes, an hour, and go up in their house and don't shower. It ain't no way. I don't care if it's 8 o'clock at night and you're walking. If you're walking at a steady pace, whether it's slow, moderate, or fast, you're walking, those legs are moving, those arms are moving. You may not be sweating like a hog, okay? But you need to get your butt in the shower. Y'all know I say that all the time. Miss Jazzy said, oh, that humidity in Texas. Ooh. Miss Jazzy. I can't say for sure. I visited Texas, and it was no joke, okay? But my family in Texas, that's exactly what they say. They say the humidity is no joke. That humidity is no joke. So yeah, it's like it just catches you. It's already hot, and the sun is beaming down on you, and then that humidity is just like catching you as you're walking, talking, you breathe. Especially if you're talking, it's just woof, woof. It's just like woof, woof, woof. That humidity can get you kind of. It makes you feel like you're just walking in place, almost like you're just walking in place. because it's so heavy on you. It's so heavy on you. Lawrence Pride, you are dedicated. I try to be, Lawrence. I try to be. I've always liked working out. That's why I went into that field. I've always liked, let me put it like this. I didn't always like it, for real. Like in high school, you know how we are in high school. Uh, it's almost like, especially if you play a sport, it's like you have to do it. And so somebody's always on you to do it. Even though you're doing it faithfully, you got your coach, assistant coach, you got your little squad leaders, and all of them, they stay on you, making you run laps, making you do push-ups. If you're in band even, cheerleader, they got you doing something. So it kind of feels like that's one of your first jobs. And you're young, okay? So some young kids love it. And I liked it, but I think it was the thought of, I gotta do it. and it was the immaturity, Once you mature and you say to yourself, you gotta do it, it's all good because you do. You should do it. You should do it, You know the importance behind it. Hi, Carla. Hello, Launch Pride. New to the chat. How are you? I'm good, Carla. How are you? Welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Miss Jazzy says, hello there, Carla. Thank you, Miss Jazzy. Hello there, Carla, and welcome. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Miss Jazzy, for welcoming Carla. So, you guys know, over here, I exercise early in the day, right? Before work, if I'm off in the mornings. Then we get on here and we do our walk and talks in Lions Pride, right? So each day, I encourage you guys to do at least an hour of some type of non-stop cardiovascular activity, okay? At least an hour. Now, that being said, I encourage you to do an hour, but your doctor knows you, right? So what's recommended by most sources is 30 minutes. So if you can do, thank you guys for the thumbs up. If you can do 30 minutes, that's great, because that's what's pretty much recommended by most reputable sources anyway, okay? 30 minutes. And if you can do 45 minutes to an hour, that's great. But check this out. If you are a beginner, or if you haven't done it in a while and you're restarting, 15 minutes is okay. 15 minutes is okay, right? Because it's better than doing nothing. If you move around nonstop for 15 minutes today, whether it's walking, skipping, jogging, running, y'all know we can't run with this phone, right? But we usually run in the mornings, jog or run in the mornings. But if you do any of that, right? Getting on your stationary bike, get on your regular bike and ride around the neighborhood, the park, right? Go mountain climbing, go skiing, go swimming, play tennis, grab the kids, grab the neighbor's children, grab the neighbors, play some flag football, okay? Do something, right? And if you do tennis, basketball, football, not only will you get cardio, aerobic activity, but you're going to get the anaerobic because you're going to do the stop and go, okay? You're going to do the stop and go. So the aerobic requiring oxygen, right? And anaerobic not. Just kind of stop and go, being able to stop and go. So it kind of just helps you with, it helps you with a lot. It helps you with building strength, okay? It helps you with mobility, flexibility. But we want to make sure that to help prevent injury and to also improve flexibility and to contribute to being a more toned body, to having a more toned body, we want to stretch, okay? Stretch. What Lawrence says, you sure not? Lawrence, I be jogging, but I can only jog for like a few minutes. See, that means you got to come over here more, because then you'll see that. We do hills every now and again. I do hills every week, but I only do hills on here like every so many weeks. I think it's probably been a month since I did heels. So we'll go to like I go up and down the hill every time. I'm about to go down the hill now. But there's another area I go to and we just go up and down, up and down, up and down. And then we go flat and stop. And then we go up and down, up and down, up and down. Because a lot of people feel like it's easier going downhill. And maybe it feels that way. But if you have to think about your form, your body mechanics, it's kind of easier going uphill. Okay, it's kind of easier going uphill. You ever think about this? When you're a kid and you're running, and you start running downhill and you lose control, it's hard to gather yourself and regain control, right? But if you're going uphill, you pretty much don't lose control going uphill. You may slip or stumble or something like that, but you don't lose control going uphill. But when you're going downhill, it can be hard if you're focused and if you know what you're doing, and if you're trying to meet a certain goal, or if you gotta know what you're doing. Okay, so if you're not really trying to get all the benefits of going up and downhill, you may just happen to come across a hill. Just be careful. Okay, don't automatically assume that going downhill is easier than going uphill, because it's not. Miss Jazzy says my sister. I know, Jazzy, you got to come over here some more. Because when I'm out here in the evening times, most of the times I'm just out doing my walk and talk. But when it's before it started getting really hot, it was hot. It was warm because it was spring. But it wasn't as humid as it is now. So it's probably like around the same time frame, but I could do my heels. And I really never do heels on here, but a couple of months ago, I started doing heels on here. But I got to the point where I started going so late, walking so much later, that I only do this heel right here. And when I'm going up and down hill, I still talk, but I have to focus on the hill, right? Because like I said, you don't want to tumble. You don't want to tumble. But like right now, we're coming to the top. You got to pull, 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 pull until you get to the top. And there you go, right? Let me tell y'all how hot it is. It's the past couple of weeks, when I've walked, when the sun has gone down, I sweat just as much. Well, not quite as much as if the sun is up, but I'll say just as much as like maybe a 80-degree day, an 80-degree day. So it's really humid. Just lately, I've been drinking coconut water. Have you been said? So how is it to you? Are you really liking it? Are you really liking your coconut water, Miss Jazzy? A lot of things you have to acquire the taste. Coconut water, for some people love it. They've always loved it. But when it started getting really popular, some people had to learn to like it. It has an acquired taste for some people. I like coconut water, but I'm not overly fond of coconut water. But it does have some great benefits. Lion said a couple of times, screen was frozen. Was it? What you saw was what it was. What you saw was what it was. You love coconut water? Gotcha. That's good. A lot of people do. Like I said, a lot of people. It's so funny how you can say a lot. That's why I don't say most anymore. Because you can say a lot of people like it, and you can say a lot of people don't like it. But if I say most people like it, y'all get what I'm saying? I don't know, sometimes stuff like that just kind of irks me. Even when I do it. I'm like, a lot of people like coconut water. Well, a lot of people don't like it. But I oftentimes find myself saying most. So now I'll say a lot, or I'll say many. Because just because it's a lot doesn't mean it's most. I don't know. Are y'all like that? I just have certain pet peeves. Georgia girl says still here watching. Okay, Georgia girl. Georgia girl, what you been doing since your lights came back on? Because I had to leave your live because I was at work. I had you playing, but I couldn't hear what was going on. So when I did come back, I saw your still picture of the fruit and all the things that, people can have to help with them with dehydration. So when I came back, you were kind of quiet for a while, and that's when you started telling me, that's when I heard the part about your lights. So I didn't get to hear like if you had already had your dinner for tonight. What are you guys eating for tonight? Yeah, I thought today was Tuesday. I was about to walk out. I said, today Tuesday. I've been at work all day thinking today is Tuesday. I think I wrote the right dates down though. Thank you, Georgia girl. Georgia girl says, welcome in everybody. Jazzy says, I tried about 6 brands. Okay, gotcha. And that's the key too, Miss Jazzy. When it comes to coconut water, all brands are not equal. There are some brands that are so good, and there are some brands that are kind of hard to drink. Some brands are hard to drink. So yeah, I understand that. Some brands are, because it's already, has like I like it, but because it's not something I just grew up drinking, to me it has a funny taste, or I'll say a peculiar taste, or not even that, just it's still kind of like new to me, even though we've been drinking it for years now. So when you buy something like coconut water, it does, you do have to find that right brand. That right brand. I'm at work now, but I'll be packing up to leave in a couple of minutes. Oh, come on now, Miss Jazzy. About to get up out of there. About to get up out of there. I got about 8 more minutes. Because, yeah, I can see my family, right? I can see them. But they still be fussing like, come on, we ready to go in. I can see my family. They still be fussing like, come on, we ready to go in. I'll be like, okay, y'all can go in. Because we got family like on up and down each street. Okay. We got family up and down each street. But I don't fuss. Because guess what? That's what I taught my children too. I don't care how many people are around there, always practice safety first. Right? Always practice safety first. Some brands of coconut water taste horrible. Oh my gosh, yes. Some of it does, Miss Jazzy. And sometimes that's what turns a lot of people off. They'll end up getting a brand that doesn't taste too good. And it's like, they can't do it. They can't do it. So you guys, as a reminder, professional disclaimer, personal disclaimer. Do not do anything you hear me say or see me do, or anyone in the chat says. Okay, if you do so at your own risk. You know yourself. You know your body, right? You know your history. Okay, you know your future goals as it relates to your health and fitness. They say that your health is your wealth, right? Well, in Lions Pride, y'all know what I say. Your health and your fitness are your wealth. Because you can be as healthy as an ox when you get your blood work, right? But how do you feel? How do you feel when you walk for 30 minutes straight? How do you feel when you walk for an hour? Okay? How do you feel when you reach up into the cabinet? Right? Do you feel stiff? When you walk, are you ready to sit down? I'm about to sit down, okay? In like 5 minutes. And if you are, that is okay. You have to meet you where you are. You have to start where you are, okay? Stop trying to force. That's the one thing I just have to emphasize a lot. Especially on these apps, especially on YouTube. Let me tell y'all, people will see one person doing something, and if they think it'll help their channel grow or whatever they think, they start doing the exact same thing. And they aren't ready to do that yet. You have to work up, especially if you know you have not exercised in a long time, right? If you've taken a long break, or if you can't even remember the last time you walked for 30 minutes or an hour. I know some elderly people, they've never had vehicles, or they've had vehicles, but they chose to walk most places. They can get out here and not walk us, okay? Because that's all they've done. They rarely get in a vehicle. They get into vehicles to travel and things like that, or to go shopping if they're gonna have a lot of stuff. But if they're just going to get one or two things, a lot of them walk to the grocery store. They walk wherever they need to go. So they're very fit. So some of us, our parents are more fit than we are, okay? Your children are more fit, which you would expect that. But some of you are more fit than your children because your children don't like to get out and walk. They don't like to run. They don't like to jog. They don't like to do anything, right? So your neighbor. That's why you cannot compete where you don't compare. And when I say that, it sounds nasty or ugly maybe to some people, but when I tell you what I mean, it doesn't. If you know that you have not done those things, why put yourself at risk for injury? Okay? Like the example I use. I can shoot hoop. I can hoop. But I know darn well I cannot compete with LeBron James. Okay? Or anybody else in the league right now, or the WNBA or the NBA. So you cannot compete when you don't compare. All right? That's just being realistic with yourself. Now you can compete with who you were the day before. You can compete with yourself, right? Get up and get moving. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving consistently and be persistent about being consistent, okay? Jazzy says, okay, sis, in the chat, please stay safe and blessed. I'll see you soon. Much love, Miss Jazzy. Thank you, sis, for coming through. Again, I miss you and I appreciate you for coming through. Be safe on your way home from work. Hey, Renal family. Renal family. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Is this Papa or Mama? Or is this everybody? Is this both of y'all? Whoever it is, thank you guys for coming through and saying hello. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So always, always, always consult and contact, converse with, communicate your primary healthcare team, okay? That be your regular doctor, your nurse practitioner, your physician's assistant. If you had any injuries in the past, your physical therapist, your occupational therapist, okay? Your specialty doctors, right? All right? Your specialty doctor can be your allergy doctor, okay? Ear, nose, and throat doctor. It can be anybody, okay? It can be your eye doctor. It's just your specialty doctors. Make sure that they're on the same page too, okay? Especially if you're receiving some type of treatment for something, right? So make sure that the lines of communication are open between you and them, and make sure that the lines of communication between them are open, okay? Always, always, always be your own biggest advocate, right? Hey, Papa Renald, how you doing? How y'all been? Y'all dropped a recent video. I didn't get to look at it because I was at work, and I didn't want to I let it play, but I didn't watch it. So whenever somebody drops a video and I can't watch it, if I'm at work, like if I'm checking my phone out and I see someone out that I support, that I know, I'll let it play, even if I can't watch it, and then I go back later and watch it. So y'all did a video recently that I let play, but I haven't watched it yet. I let it play so they can get the watch time. At work, doing good? That's good. That's good. That's good. Well, y'all know, look, the Lord's will, it'll be the holidays before we know it, y'all. Everybody's talking about how fast 2025 has flown by. It's July. Not only are we in the last week of July, we're in the last couple of days. What today is, the 30th? Yeah, the 30th, I think. So then we'll have August, September, October, November, December. And within those 5 months, we got Veterans Day, okay, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve. It's on December 31st. So it's coming up time for the holiday season, okay? It's coming up time for the holiday season. So just say Thanksgiving, July, August, September, October, 4 months from now, right? What was 4 months ago? Was it March? Yeah. Seems like it was just March. Kids were out for spring break. Now kids are winding down their summer break. See, kids were just out for spring break 4 months ago. So in 4 months time, they've had spring break. We've had Juneteenth. We've had the 4th of July. And now summer break is winding down, right? And we're about to head into college football season. NFL. They're back at camp, I think. And it's all normal things, but it just seems like it flew by so fast. 2025, it did. And we say this like every year, but 2025 truly did. We're toward the end of July. We are towards the end of July. So Renal family, I hope that you guys have been doing well. I know you guys will be ready for the holidays. Each and every person that may catch this live before I get off, or who will catch the replay, hope you have been having a wonderful week. Hope you are having a wonderful Wednesday. Hope that you continue to have a wonderful week. You guys remember, make sure to take time out for yourself each and every day. I know that you get busy. You know, we have kids. Some of us have grandkids. You got nieces and nephews. You have parents. You have your spouses. But try your best to find the 10 to 15 minutes throughout the day. You may have to do it at work on your 15-minute break. Hopefully you don't have to do it then. Hopefully you can just get your snacks in then. But if you haven't been able to do it before you've gone to work, especially if you work like the evening shift or the night shift, maybe you take your first 15-minute break and just kind of take some deep breaths in and out. I'm gonna start slow down a little bit because we have to cool off and cool down. Take some deep breaths in and out, okay? Pull those arms out to the side and up above your head if you have to, and pull them right back down in front of your body, okay? Just take in some deep breaths in and out. Breathing deeply, inhale deeply, and exhale. Let it out. Pull in that oxygen. Pull in all that good old oxygen as it filters through your nose, goes down through your bronchial tubes into your lungs, okay? All right? And then exhale. Exhale that CO2, that carbon dioxide and other waste. Okay? So breathe in, out. Inhale, exhale. Just like when you go to your doctor's appointment, he says take a deep breath in, out. Do that. And it may not even take you 10 minutes. But when I say take 10 to 15 minutes each day to just kind of treat yourself, it doesn't necessarily mean to something sweet or TV or social media. I mean, just like treat yourself. Treat your heart, your mind, your body, and soul. Hey, Stefan, bro. Welcome in, Stefan. Thank you, Stefan. I was a little bit late, but I saw it, Stefan. I saw it. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. So take deep breaths in. When you first wake up in the morning, okay, especially if you suffer from being stiff, listen, you can do this before you even attempt to get out of bed. And guess what? Getting out of bed will be a little bit easier, okay? I want you to, as you're laying there, as you're lying in bed, I want you to turn your head to the left and count to 4. You can count to 8 if you have time. And then turn your head to the right, get a good stretch in your neck, the side of your neck, and count to 4 to 8, whichever one you have time. Then take both hands and put them on each side of your head. Pull your chin down to your chest and count to 4 to 8. Pull it up if you can. Raise up just a little bit. Pull the head back. Hold it. Support it with both your hands. And then take deep breaths in. In and out. In and out. In other words, inhale, exhale. Okay? All right? Lay down. Still laying down. Take that right arm. Pull it across your chest. Get a stretch in that right shoulder. Apply a little bit of pressure to your... We got traffic, y'all, so you know when I got traffic, I march in place, right? Because we action, okay? So we stop, but we don't stop. We keep going, we keep moving. Okay, he's going the other way. So you dig in and out. And then you put a little pressure, get a stretch in your shoulder. All right? Then extend that arm out in front of you. Get your left hand, hold your right hand back, and get a stretch in your biceps, okay? Count to 4 to 8. 4 to 8, and do the other arm. Pull both legs up, especially if you have back issues, okay? Now, we're not prescribing this for you because, of course, we do not professionally, medically, or clinically assess, diagnose, treat, or evaluate. We're just telling you things that work for us and for people we know. We're dropping nuggets, okay? We're dropping nuggets. This may take you 10 minutes, all right, before you get up. Pull those legs into your chest. Slowly, breathing in and out. Get a nice stretch in that lower back. In and out. Some people choose to do one leg at a time and then do both. Some people just do both legs at one time, okay? So let those legs down. Take that right foot and you want to flex it up towards your body. Okay? You want to flex. And as you're laying right there in bed, you get a nice stretch in your calf, in your hamstring. Hold on, y'all. I don't think he's trying to see what I'm doing. Okay. Okay, he was making sure. Okay, so you do that. You flex that right foot. Then you extend it, stretching the top part of your shin. There are muscles in the top part of the bottom of your leg. There are muscles there, okay? The skin there is thin, but there are muscles there. And then you repeat the same thing with your left leg. And don't just push to get up. What you do, you take your fist, you pull yourself up, sitting position in bed, right? Legs still in the bed. Then you can use your hands, or if you don't need to, just swing those legs to the side of the bed. All right? If you suffer with dizziness or anything like that, and even if you don't, get your bearings for about 5 seconds, however long you need, and stand up. Okay? Stand up. Back to work. I'm listening. Thank you, Renal family. I appreciate you. Tell everybody I said hi when you get home. Georgia Girl says she hopes everyone's night is going well. My bro Stefan is in here. He said, hey, Georgia Girl. Georgia Girl says, hey, they're gone. So, and let me tell you something. When you get up, even if you're sitting on the side of the bed, get your water. If you have your water next to you, get your water. That should be one of the first things you do when you get up. Drink you 8 ounces of water, okay? Now, that being said, y'all know how I am. I try to tell you as much as I possibly can because you never know who's going to hear these videos, these lives. And though we have certain, degrees and education, we want people to know that everything we say over here may not be meant for you. Okay? It's just informational purposes only, right? But it is a good thing to get those tissues ready. Just you get every tissue in your body ready, just having you an 8-ounce cup of water. Now, if you are on fluid restrictions, listen to me, because so many people are just telling people to just drink water. Okay? And that's fine. That's good. Because if you're generally healthy, you should be drinking 8 to 10 glasses of water a day, especially in this weather. If you're generally healthy, or if whatever issue you have doesn't cause any problems with your fluid intake, drink your water. Drink what you can. Okay? I usually say 6 to 8 8-ounce cups, but in the summertime, I'll say 8 to 10. Some people base it on their weight, and there's formulas for that. See, we're dropping nuggets over here. You guys, I'm telling you that there's formulas. If you don't want to stick with the 6 to 8 or the 8 to 10 cups, figure out what it is for your weight, okay? And do it that way. But again, as I tell you to drink water, I would not be a proper clinician if I would not tell you that make sure you're generally healthy to do so. If you are told to only drink so much water in a day, then you stick with what has been prescribed for you. And I know it is hot, okay? It is hot. It's humid. If you would like to have a little bit more, give your doctor, nurse practitioner, or your physician's assistant a call and ask them, is it okay? Because let me tell you, you would not believe when we get thirsty, right? That water is everything. Now, you got some people who just don't like water. They have to find ways to get it in. But if for some reason you shouldn't be drinking to 6 to 8-ounce cups, right? The 6 cups of water a day or 10 a day, talk with them and say, hey, can you ask them if you can get maybe 4 more ounces, like a half a cup extra, okay? Ask them if you can get a half a cup extra. And you guys discuss it, talk about it, and go from there. All right? So don't listen to anybody on these apps or anywhere else, at your grocery store, at your church, at school, because these people are telling you things that work for them. And that's good, because sometimes you get a lot of information from other people regarding things that work for them, okay? And they give you ideas, and they give you things that you can run across your doctor. And you never know, maybe some of those things can work for you or for someone you know and love, okay? So we just dropped nuggets over here. We're dropping the nuggets for you to take them, research them, present them to your healthcare team. Remember, your healthcare team is an atom. They're a cell. You are the nucleus. They form a circle around you. All right. So first, listen to God, listen to your body, and listen to your healthcare team. Okay. Listen to God, listen to your body, listen to your healthcare team and your family. Listen to how your body feels. Okay. Listen to how your body feels. All right. And work with your healthcare team to come up with a treatment plan that's conducive to your productivity. Okay. You guys, it's hot and the sun is dark now, and I don't sweat easily. I don't sweat a lot, but when I can feel the bubbles of sweat forming. So it is still hot, and there's a breeze. I don't know if you guys can hear it on the phone, but there's a breeze, right? So if you don't drink water, okay, and you don't like water, if your lips are dry, right? What is the first sign of dehydration? Everyone is different. Yes, it's been, yes, Stefan, oh my God, it has. Everyone is different. But, you know, even when they do research, they're not talking about 100% of the people. They're talking about the 100 people that they may do the research on, right? And they break it down like that. So out of 100 people, the first sign of dehydration is thirst. It doesn't have to be hot for you to be thirsty, right? Your body is telling you, I need water when you get thirsty. Even if, whether you're sweating or not, whether you're doing any of the other stuff, if you get thirsty at the first sign of thirst, that is like the initial, for most people, not all, but for many people, that if you had that on a test question, let me tell you something. If I was retaking my certifications, if I had that on a test question, what is the first, and this is how they do with these type of questions. They trick you because they give you all right answers. They may give you 5 answers, right? One of them may be wrong. Only one of them will be wrong. They may say, what is the first sign of dehydration? They'll put thirst. They'll put sweating. They'll put dizziness. They'll put rapid heart rate, increased blood pressure. And they may put something like, just something general, something kind of tired or something like that. You feel tired. Well, as a clinician, you better put thirst, okay? You better put thirst. Until they change that, thirst is the first sign, okay? So, and then they may put dry lips. But now, that being said, that's probably true for 85 to 90 people that they test. They may do some type of thirst test on. Guess what? 5 or 10 people may feel like their first sign is dry lips, okay? Dry lips. So that's why I'm always so adamant about listening to what people say. Don't listen to everything people say, because if you don't have a license, there's certain things that we can, just like with mental illness, you have to be careful when you're talking about mental illness. We can all talk about it. We can all talk about the experiences we've known people to have with it. We can talk about that. But be careful not to diagnose a person, okay? Be careful not to find yourself diagnosing a person. And guess what? More importantly, don't diagnose yourself, okay? Unless you have been diagnosed and you know that you have whatever, obsessive compulsive disorder, okay? If you know that you have depression, if you know that you have some type of personality disorder or character trait. Now, if you've been diagnosed, okay, by a professional, then yeah, but don't diagnose, whether it's physical or mental, right? And whatever your goals are for exercise, whether it's to lose weight, whether it's to just remain fit, whether it's to get more fit, always have your short-term goals and always have your long-term goals, okay? And pay attention to your goals. And if you give yourself 30 days to lose 5 pounds, right? 30 days are up and you only lost a pound. That just means you got to readdress your schedule, okay? You got to readdress your schedule. It can be depressing, or it can be like dismaying. It can be like really, like it can really like make you feel a type of way. But that means, okay, the next 30 minutes, you definitely got to work on those other 4 pounds. Try to make sure then that you keep that one off and that you work on the other 4. So there are just a very variety of ways. There are a plethora of ways that you can do things, okay? The way you lose weight, your neighbor may not be able to lose weight that way, vice versa. All right, do things that are good for you. And it's hard enough to figure out what's good for you. It's okay to try some things that other people do, but make sure that you're trying them within the realm of your fitness level, okay? Try them according to how your health is, okay? You have to start where you are. Even if we're talking about moving. Remember I encourage everybody to do like an hour a day, right? Well, most sources say 30 minutes is fine. And I believe that. There are days when I do 30 minutes. All right? But if you haven't done it in a while, or if you've never really walked or jogged or whatever, never really got into exercise, 10 minutes is great for you. 10 minutes is great to start. Or put in your mind that you're going to do 15. And even if you only do 10, at least you've done something. At least you've done something. You have started, okay? So oh my goodness, the breeze feels so much better right now, y'all. It feels so good. Oh, it feels so good. It feels so good. I almost, you know what, I can't even sing that song because I don't want to copyright. Because y'all know if you sing a song, right, they might copyright you. But I was about to do so. Tony has done it again in here. But I ain't gonna do it because I don't want them issues. I don't want them problems, okay? Okay, YouTube, I appreciate you. I appreciate my moderators. I appreciate my subscribers. I appreciate the people that come and visit. And if you decide to subscribe, do so. I appreciate you. If you want to come back and do it then. However you want to do it. I appreciate the people who don't say anything. But if you are a content creator, I can't know if you don't say at least hello, okay? So I have to show up for those who show up for me. So, and we can't show up for everybody all the time anyway. But you try to do the best that you can. I like having a close little knit group of people, okay? A close knit group of subscribers, a close knit group of content creators, because it keeps things more pleasant. It keeps things more pleasant. I definitely appreciate my bro, Stefan, okay? I definitely appreciate him. He's been with me for Stefan, you've been supporting me for some years. I appreciate you. Georgia girl, me and Georgia girl, I think was one of the first like group of people that I felt like, okay, I'll hang out in the chat with them. So you just have some people, sometimes you go to other areas and stuff like that, and that's okay. But sometimes you have to be reminded, y'all, because sometimes you get so busy and sometimes you become subscribed to so many people and you don't get certain notifications. So I always try to remember the people who, support you and who you support. Even if you end up being a couple of months, you haven't been over there, go back over there and say hello. And thank you guys for the thumbs up. I appreciate you. And y'all know we talk about what? The R words. So again, find some time in each day to get you 10 to 15 minutes to just kind of unwind. Count to 10 and unwind. Take some deep breaths in and then get up and keep going, okay? And if you can't do it each and every day, make sure you do it on the weekends when you're off. Or if you're not off on the weekends, do it whatever day you're off during the week, okay? I know if you're only off one day and you got to go back. If you're off Tuesday, you got to go right back Wednesday. You got a lot to do. You got the kids. That's the only off day during the week. You got to touch the schools and all that kind of stuff. Try to find, though, because you're not going to be able to do it when you're working and doing all that stuff. So if you're off today, as soon as you drop the kids off or as soon as you get them off, try to just get in 10 to 15 minutes for yourself. Thank you, Stefan. Thank you, Georgia girl. I'm about to get in. Yeah, I'm about to get in. I see him standing up there. Y'all probably can't see him. He's standing in the middle of the street. So try to find you like 10 to 15 minutes for yourself. Again, if you can't, do it on your off day, whether you're off on the weekend or whether you're off during the week, okay? And then, if you got a couple of days off, go get your nose. Well, you going to get a piercing if you want to. But I was meant to say, go get your nails done. Go get your toes done. Go get a massage. Go do something to treat yourself, or just go and shop. You don't have to spend money. Window shop. If you don't like window shopping, some people say they don't like window shopping because they want to spend, okay? If they see something they want, they're going to get it. Well, listen, only take so much with you, okay? Take $20 with you. okay? Because things are expensive nowadays. $20 may just be enough for you to eat. So take 40. Take 20 for your food if you're gonna eat out. And then take 20 just in case you see something as you're window shopping. And if you plan to go shopping, hey, just go shopping. This is a good time of the year to go shopping. Kids are going back to school. You know, get the kids back to school stuff, get the grandkids back to school stuff, the nieces and nephews, the neighbors, the people you help in the community, slide you a little something in there somewhere. So you guys remember, relax, okay? Release the negativity, release the bad vibes, release anything that is not conducive to you feeling good, okay? Remember who you are, remember who you want to be. Remember the part of you that you don't want to be anymore, okay? Your ways that you had that you don't like, okay? And if you've never disliked any of your ways, cool. But remember, replenish. If you see the cup is half empty, try your best to see it is half full and pour something into it. Replenish, restore, okay? Repeat some of the good stuff. You know, when I say remember and revisit some of the things that you used to do that you don't do anymore, but they used to bring fun and bring you laughter, bring you peace. Revisit, remember, and redo those things, okay? All right? Reevaluate some places, some people, some situations. All right? Restore, reconstruct, respect. Respect yourself, respect others. And don't allow yourself to be disrespected, okay? And remember that four-letter word, self. Self-love, self-motivation, self-dedication, self-commitment, self-admiration. Admire yourself. If you don't, who will? Okay? All right? Self-esteem. Work on your self-esteem. Okay? So I wish you guys. Oh, okay. I thought my neighbor was asking me, was I good? Okay. Oh, before that, listen, don't let people bother you. Don't let people stress you out. Okay? And if something is stressing you out, try your best to, if you can't get rid of it, try to find ways to deal with it, to attack it, approach it in the best way that you can, to try to keep the stress to a minimum, if at all you can, okay? And just remember, whatever it is, God's got you, all right? So I wish you guys peace, positivity, and prosperity. And y'all already know why. Because without peace, what do we have? Chaos. Without positivity, we got negativity. Wherever chaos and negativity live, you fail to prosper to your fullest potential. I'm not going to say that you won't prosper, but if you allow the negativity and the chaos to kind of overtake you, you might fail to prosper to your fullest potential. So we all want to prosper, right? We want to prosper, okay, to our fullest potential, right? So that we can patiently, peacefully, purposefully walk into our full purpose, okay? I will see you guys on the next Let's Walk and Talk, okay? If it's the Lord's will, that'll be tomorrow, all right? And if not, I might be on Ellie tomorrow, y'all. It's hot. I might get back on Ellie, okay? Y'all know Ellie is my best friend. So I might get back on Ellie. Ellie elliptical tomorrow. I don't know. We're going to see. I don't think it's going to cool off anytime soon. I think it's going to be hot, y'all. Y'all have a good rest of your night. And I'll see you guys on the next one. And if you are in this live or if you catch the replay, listen. I hope that there was something in here, some nugget in here that you can take. It may not change things. It may not make you do a whole 180. But hopefully you can take it and it can help you or someone that you love in some kind of way. Bye, y'all.